New reports reveal that police officers in Arizona who were supposed to be investigating potential sex trafficking in massage parlors were actually soliciting sex acts in the very massage parlors that they were investigating from the very victims that they're allegedly trying to protect. Now, here are the disturbing details. So in 2019, there was a tip called in about Flagstaff massage parlors accepting money for sex acts, probably the happy ending massages and stuff like that. As a result, Homeland Security investigators and Flagstaff PD launched a joint months-long investigation to try to stop the suspected human trafficking from taking place, going after sex trafficking, prostitution. You guys get the point. Now, instead of doing their job, here's what happened. According to a local ABC affiliate, 2 Flagstaff police officers went undercover to massage parlors, took their pants off, and allowed themselves to be fondled not once, not twice, not 3 times, 8 different times. Experts say the state law clearly outlines that as illegal. The operation, though, was approved by federal agents, Coconino County prosecutors and Flagstaff's command staff. Okay, so there are some video depositions involved in this investigation. Here's what we know through those video depositions. So in one of those depositions about the case, Officer Dustin Eberhardt recounted 8 instances where he entered massage parlors with recording devices, paid in cash for massage services, then removed his boxers, and this is important, initiated sexual contact with the women working there.
This is absurd.
No, it's about to get more absurd if you can believe it, okay? He said that he would put his hand on her calf to let her know that he was soliciting the sex acts, okay? Don't worry though, the Flagstaff officer went on to explain that he tried to minimize the amount of time the massage parlor employee was fondling his exposed genitals. He says, quote, "As soon as I got aroused, that's when I immediately started asking about the money and how much. And like I said, I've never done one of these, so I was fairly nervous and I didn't know where to stop it." So did you stop it or didn't you stop it? So I was trying to stop it quickly, he says.
But apparently not quickly enough. So let's assume for a second the cop is not lying. Hilarious, I know. And let's assume that that was his first time. How about the other 7 times?
Oh my God.
Were you also nervous on the 6th time? Oh, I didn't know what to do, and she had already started, and I suppose I reached a conclusion, and my God, golly gee, I didn't know what happened, and I still didn't know what happened on the 7th time or the 8th time, but I just kept going back just to find out. And they write this stuff down in police reports. And why do they write it down? Because there's no accountability almost ever. So I don't know how this came about that we found out about this, because if you write that down in a police report, that means everybody's getting away with it.
Well, that brings me to some more details of this story, this crazy investigation, because there were other Flagstaff cops involved, and they have also been implicated in this. Roughly 3 months later, for instance, another Flagstaff police officer, Officer Hutchinson, went back into 5 of the same massage parlors and did the same thing. The reason for the second round of sexual contact was to see if the businesses would accept debit cards.
They wrote that down. They wrote that down. 5 times. How many debit cards did you try, brother? Okay, and I mean, the first one is the weakest excuse I've ever seen. I mean, I think they take credit cards, but let's try the cap thing.
Who cares what form of payment it is? Okay, but then we went in to see if they take cashier's checks. We didn't know if they took cashier's checks, gotta make sure.
And then we brought in $2 bills. We brought in the old pennies with the other thing in the back, not Lincoln, but the other thing in the
money order. Do you take money order? I know this is not my 5th visit.
We thought, can I message it to you through MySpace? I don't know. I was trying all these different angles. These guys are a joke. But remember, guys, now, okay, on to something serious. They're trying to catch sex traffickers. They think the women might have been trafficked against their will, and they're still doing this.
And they're taking advantage of them.
Yes.
There's more. Despite being approved by prosecutors and police departments, defense attorneys, sex trafficking experts, and other law enforcement say that there are tons of issues with what they're doing, which should be obvious already. For starters, state law clearly outlines that what the officers detailed in their reports is illegal. They broke the law. Second, experts say the fondling was not necessary for police and prosecutors to pursue prostitution charges. Third, investigators repeatedly said they were looking into sex trafficking and then proceeded to pay for sex acts from potential victims. Again, several times, not just a few times, several times. So the state law banning conduct like this couldn't be clearer. I want to read you the state law so you guys know that this is totally illegal. A peace officer commits unlawful sexual conduct by knowingly engaging in sexual contact, oral sexual contact, or sexual intercourse with any person who is in the officer's custody or a person who the officer knows or has reason to know is the subject of an investigation. One DA even said that the officers themselves could be charged with trafficking, but the police chief came in to, of course, provide cover for his deputies. So Flagstaff Police Chief Dan Musselman said the employee, I know.
Every word in this story is funny.
I know.
I'll get back to Flagstaff in a second.
Okay, God. Said his employee did not violate state law because the officer did not sexually touch the masseuse. Quite the opposite happened. The subject fondled Officer Eberhardt, thereby making him the victim of sexual abuse. But he kept going in for more.
Okay, yeah. So, I mean, look at how above the law they think they are. That their boss doesn't think he's gonna get in trouble. He thinks, oh, this is gonna be easy to cover up. He didn't touch her. He just went in 8 different times to have her touch him. Look, he took one for the team. He took 8 for the team. I mean, he was willing to get victimized 8 different times by these women. I mean, that is a hero if I've ever heard of one, okay? And he had to keep going back until his staff flagged.
Oh my God.
So yeah, no, our cops don't care. They don't care at all. And so you think they care about sexual trafficking? Unless they think, oh good, that's where it's happening. Let's all go visit.
I mean, I honestly think there's a possibility that this investigation was just a cover story for these cops wanting to go in and get happy ending massages. Like, because what was the outcome of this investigation? It happened over several months, right? So what were the results? While no victims of sex trafficking were identified in the operation, 13 people were indicted on a mix of charges, including conspiracy, money laundering, and operating a house of prostitution. Okay.
Yeah. No, look, some on the left and some on the right use sex trafficking sometimes as an excuse to moralize about prostitution. Let's keep it real on that, okay? So they'll just say, oh, every prostitute is being trafficked. And so, but that's not true. There's a lot of sex workers who are choosing to do what they do.
Right, and they deserve protection.
That's right.
By legalizing and regulating, okay?
Yeah.
Ensuring that these people are not hiding in the shadows while they do the work they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
And when the cops come in, they use that as an excuse. And no, apparently they weren't being trafficked at all. And the cops thought, great, we'll all get happy endings out of this over and over and over again. And then we'll super unjustly arrest them anyway.
Right.
Right? They weren't getting trafficked or anything. It's just sex work. We partook in it. But by arresting them, we'll cover our ass. Well, that would be the first time they covered their ass in this story.